straight, and yes, I'm gonna fucking say this, okay? The situation with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf happens, and now all of a sudden your kids aren't safe in school. And yes, this is an actual conversation that is happening. I'm not pulling this out of thin air. This is an actual fucking conversation that is happening right now, and it's among people who look like me. Yeah, I wasn't shocked either. And the people who need to hear the message that's coming out of my mouth, they're not going to hear it the way that I intend them to hear it. They're not going to digest it the way that I need them to digest it. Because you've got deep-rooted shit going on that you need to deconstruct. And unfortunately for most of you, that's never going to happen, so you're never going to be able to hear me in the way that I need you to. And you're never going to see this in the way that you need to see it. I want to tell you something. There have been approximately, since 2015 to now, 446 school pew-pewings. I want to tell you that a majority of the people who have done those pew-pewings have looked like me. They have been white. But now, a black boy enters the scene. And all of a sudden your kids are not safe in school. And all of a sudden now you're starting to give a fuck. That racism is going to show its ugly head every single fucking time.
So I want to understand something. Why is it when people talk about Carmelo Anthony versus Austin, it is always made a point that it was Carmelo that was supposed to be the bigger person and to do it a different way? Because the outcome happened to be something that ended somebody's life. Like, it doesn't make it any less self-defense regardless of how he did it. And what makes me bring this up is I just saw No Jumper post Aiden Ross's clip from his stream talking about Carmelo and the case. And this man proceeded to say that if you're being bullied, go to a teacher. As if that automatically stops bullying. Do you realize how many children unalive themselves because they were bullied and teachers did nothing, or the bare minimum, and it didn't stop anything? What is telling a teacher can always do? Yes, that is what you should do, but to say that and expect Carmelo to have been the bigger person or to have done something or been the one to go to the teacher, why didn't Austin? He was the one with the problem. Austin was the one that approached him, and Austin's brother, twin brother, Hunter, literally said this in several interviews. You can literally search it, and you can hear him. And
This situation actually happened 6 minutes from where I live. Carmelo Anthony fatally unalived, I can't say the word, but Austin Metcalf. They were both 16, and it was at a track meet. First, I want to say, I think the narrative that a lot of people are running with is absolutely disgusting, and they're trying to bring race into something where it has no place in, and a lot of people are trying to paint Carmelo as a thug, and he had a ghetto upbringing, XYZ. He was raised in a 2-parent household in Frisco, Texas. He was
the one that initiated this entire situation. So if you tell somebody, you need to leave, you can't be here, whatever the case, and they say no, you say, okay, cool, turn around, go get a teacher. This could have all been avoided had Austin not tried to act like big buff guy and try to physically touch somebody else and try to remove them as if he had any authority to do so. That's what I'm not getting. Obviously, I know why it's being said, okay? But you guys want proof. Proof has been shown, and proof can be put in your face, and you're still going to be in denial and say that it isn't. So, honestly, that does nothing. Because plenty of people, especially the black community, have done and said their proof, showed you the proof, put it in your face, and you denied it. Like your hand's in the cookie jar, and you're denying that your hand's in the cookie jar type of thing. Come on. When it has been said that society was built for white people, that's literally what it is. And it's playing right now. You automatically deem the black person, the thug, the bad person, must have a past, must not have a father. You say these stereotypical racist things because of who it is, but yet none of these things are being said about Austin, yet they were not perfect. And his own brother proved that. His own brother had said what it was. Now, allegedly, I don't know if this is true, so that's why I'm saying allegedly, it is being said that people were told not to post anything about Austin. So this is why I'm not seeing, or nobody's seeing, any videos of people coming forward and saying, well, yeah, Austin was like that. That's the type of person he was. Austin was a bully, or Austin was this. They were threatened that if they posted anything, they'd get in trouble. So what does that tell you, honestly, truthfully? You want to say that Carmelo didn't have a father figure, or all this dumb stereotypical things that are usually said and literally fucking rooted in racism, because we know exactly why you're saying it. But yet, isn't Austin's parents split up? 2 separate households? Like you're just saying anything, and it's proving more and more when it has to do with a black person and a white person what this truly is. It is about race, because you're making it about race. You want to say that the black community is making it about race, or other white people that are calling out racist white people. You're saying it's not about race while actively making it about race, because you're doing the stereotypical racist things and using racial slurs in the process. So, like, you're giving yourself up, and I honestly, truthfully don't understand how you guys aren't seeing that.
I was the one that brought this Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf story to the Aunt Jemimas like Messi Michon, to the Sambos like Officer Tatum, Anton Daniels, OK Rick, Terry Time. I was the one that tagged them in to this story when I first did it, and how I said that if Austin Metcalf and his brother, but Austin Metcalf specifically, if he had just minded his own fucking business and went and got a teacher, if he was so pressed that Carmelo Anthony was sitting under a tent because it was raining, if he had such a big problem with it, he should have got a teacher. If he had done that, Austin Metcalf would be eating flavorless macaroni and cheese right now. But he decided to walk over there and try to tell somebody else what to do. But see, the reason why I tagged those people in it, the Messi Michons, the Anton Daniels, the Officer Tatum's, the OK Rick, the reason why I tagged them into this story, because I already knew what they were going to say about this story, that Carmelo Anthony didn't have a father, that he was a thug, all this old shit that I knew they were going to say. They ended up saying. They used white supremacist talking points to try to paint Carmelo Anthony in a bad light. And then when I sent them stories about the white boy unaliving the Hispanic boy at school with a knife, crickets. The only person who said something about that was Messi Michon, and it was only for 8 minutes, and it was inside 2 other stories that she did. And then she didn't call the white boy who unalived that Hispanic boy, she didn't call him a thug. She didn't say that he was from a single parent household. She didn't say that, he was a bad student. She didn't say any of that. She just pretty much told the story, read from a certain news article or whatever for 8 minutes and left it alone. Haven't heard anything about that story since. And I'm talking about the Joe Ramirez story. Anyway, guys, man, thank you for coming back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. Peace, take care, and be safe.
Racist white people. You're saying it's not about race while actively making it about race, because you're doing the stereotypical racist things and using racial slurs.
This stuff that they talking about. So allegedly, Carmelo Anthony's family is now renting a $900,000 house in a gated community because they're claiming that they're getting death threats. Listen, I didn't move my house because people say crazy stuff to me on the internet. Are there credible death threats? Now, moving into a $900,000 house, what does your original house look like? Because if you're in a $10 million house and you move to a $900,000 house, that's not a big deal. If you got a Ferrari, you got a Rolls Royce, you got a Bentley in your front yard, and you bought a $150,000 Escalade, we ain't got nothing to talk about. But if the house you're renting is better and bigger than the house that you actually live in, if you then went and bought a $150,000 Escalade, which is nicer than the cars that you currently own, we got a problem. No, we don't have a problem. You got a problem.